sales. No, that wasn't the first thing. That's the first thing.
Headed.
So it's Mendes and Marshall Trading Profit and Loss account for the year ended June 30th, and I'm using 2022. I have sales, and we have our sales figure of 123,650, and notice that my sales figure is in the farthest corner out here. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3 column. I'm putting that all the way up there. Then I am going to look to see if I have sales return. Sales return or return inward. Did we have any of those? No. And so I'm not going to hurt my head. I did not have any of those. So from this, I am going to minus my cost of goods sold. Let me use a different ink. Less cost of goods sold. And the formula that we go through, only pet, cats, rest on carpet is what we use to find cost of goods sold. Only pet, cats, rest on carpet. My cost of goods sold. What's the goods sold? Only pet, cats, rest on carpet. What's the O for? Opening stock. So I continue. Opening stock, I said we normally find opening stock where?
Trial balance.
In the trial balance. So I go opening stock. And what's the figure for opening stock?
41,979.
41,979. 41,979. Put that in the second column. After O, then comes purchases. P for purchases. Purchases. What's the purchases figure?
85,416.
60 or 16?
16.
416. Okay, 85,416, and I'm putting that in the first column because there are times when I have adjustment to do to my purchases to get net purchases. So when we go only pet, cats, carriage in and return outwards are adjustments that we have to do to purchases. Most times we do return outwards from purchases. So we do the RO first, return outwards. And that's going to give me my net purchases. Then I add my carriage in. So there was no return outwards. Did we have carriage in? There was no carriage inwards. So there was no need for me to put this here. So I could take this from here because we didn't have any of the adjustments. So I'm going to put this right here, 85,416. Now I'm going to add those two. Because we didn't have any of the adjustments, so we're simply going to add those two. What do I get when we add those two? Calculators at work, please. 9 and 6, 15, 5 carry 1. Look at my brain going fast. 127,395. And this figure, guys, is called cost of goods available. Cost of goods available. And notice I'm putting these in different color ink so that we could see what is happening at the different point. Cost of goods available. What is coming next?
Closing stock.
Pet, cats, rest on carpet. What's coming next? Closing stock. So now I am going to minus closing stock. What's the figure for closing stock?
56,000.
Remember we go to the notes. What is it? 56,340. 340. Calculator at work. We subtract 56,340 from 127,395, and the difference is going to come over here.
71,055.
71,055. And this is my cost of goods sold figure. That figure is now my cost of goods sold. I'm subtracting this figure
Sales.
from my sales, my net sales. The figure I have right here is my net sales. I'm subtracting this figure from that figure to get my gross profit.
52,000.
What is it?
52,000.
52,595.
595.
And this figure is called my what?
Gross profit.
Profit. This is the first big deal I'm working on. Getting my gross profit. Wasn't so difficult, people. Wasn't so difficult at all. After gross profit, my next step is to go to less expenses. As I said, all I'm going to do is I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to go according to my trial balance. I'm going to pick up my expenses. I'm going to list the expenses, tally the expenses, subtract it from gross profit, and I will get my net profit. One thing right here, we forget. Before we go to less expenses, we have to look at what other revenue we had to add. And in this case, we did have a revenue to add. What was it? It was reduction in provision for bad debts. And how much did we say this one is reduced by?
320.
320. Reduction in provision for bad debts. Let's do this right a little bit out further for space. Reduction in provision for bad debts. And we said this one was 80. The reduction in provision for bad debts was 80. The original provision for bad debts was 400. We are reducing it to 320. It is reduced by 80. We're going to add this. What else did I say we add here? What else we could look for? Discount received, rent received. Anything that says received, at this point we look for any of those things that say received. So there could be discount received, there could be rent received. If we have any of these things, then we add it right here. In this case, this is the only one we have. So let's give me the total for that one. Is that the total? People with calculator?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 52,675. So this is my total revenue. Now I'm going to go to less expenses. Okay, and as I say, we go accordingly with my expenses. And this time all the expenses will go in the second column. We're going to tally those and then bring over to the last column. First expense we had was
Carriage outwards.
carriage outwards. What was the figure for carriage outwards?
1,288.
288.
1,288. What's the next expense?
Discount allowed.
Discount allowed. What's the figure for discount allowed?
115.
115. What's the next figure? Loan interest. Loan interest is to go into my loan interest is going in my
Balance sheet.
in my appropriation accounts. Remember loan interest. Remember this is a partnership account, so loan interest is going in. It's not going in my profit and loss account in this case. Okay.
Office expenses.
What's the next one? Office expense. And office expense has an adjustment, right?
That's all.
Office expense, what was the first figure? Office expense was
$2,416.
2,416, but we're gonna do something to it. We're going to add
$96.
96. So do that 96 to 2,416 and tell me what our office expense. Calculators, please. Calculators. 2,512.
That's
Okay.
all. That's all.
What's the next expense? Salaries and wages. SALARIES. Salaries and wages. What's the figure for salaries and wages? 18,917, but there's an adjustment as well. 200, so that's gonna give me
19,117.
19,117. Okay, moving on. We see bad
Bad debts.
debts. And remember, bad debts is an expense. What is bad debts? These are people who owe and never pay. And you know they will never pay. It's different from provision for bad debts. Provision for bad debts, I am making provision just in case I do not get this amount. That is why it's not considered an expense, because chances are we will get this amount. That's completely different from bad debts. Bad debts is, I know these people don't have a chance of ever paying me. This man has died, owing me $500. I'm not going to ever get that $500, okay? That's bad debts. Or they have just closed down this business and this person has gone bankrupt. That's bad debt. This person owes me some money, but I don't have any chance of ever getting it. That's bad debts. What's the figure for bad debts here? $503. And then we have depreciation. And we were to depreciate office fixtures, right?
So,
And we did work out that office fixtures were supposed to be depreciated by how much money?
770.
What was it?
The total was 770.
770. Okay. Now I can tally my expenses. Somebody take the calculator, tally the expenses for me. Calculator, please, tally the expenses. 24,305. Sounds good. I'm now going to subtract that from that to get my net profit. Now this is what we're really working for. This net profit right down here is what we're really working to see. What was the net profit? What is it? 28,370. There we go. So we could stop right there. Stop. This is the first 1, 2, and we stop right there.